Just doing some testing with a piece of flint rock that I have. Got a new one. I picked up a new one for a couple dollars, so it's got a good sharp edge on it. And I like to carry a flint rock, and I know there's a lot of you carry $100 knives, but I find that a little piece of flint will do all the cutting I need, most of the time anyway. But you're here for a story, okay. Ebola. Nothing more bigger in the news than that right now. And, of course, we curse the man that came from Africa and brought it with him. And the possibility that he's infected 100 people, and those people could infect each 100, or there could be 10,000 infected, and it would just pyramid from there. Now, Russian scientists, a few, have said that our government has created that evil monster. And, of course, I would bet better thought might be a rogue corporation looking to make $1 trillion with the antidote for Ebola might be in the game plan. But it could just be as simple as turning it loose in the public just enough so that the government can declare martial law. I don't know. But if Ebola is out here and gets into the public, rest assured, just quarantining you at your house is not going to be enough. They're going to put you into concentration camps. Concentration camps just happen to be already built around the country, including in southwest Nebraska. Rest assured, you would have a knock on the door if a neighbor even suspects it, can yell, you know, Ebola, just as in the Dark Ages they yelled witch and they'd come for you. In the beginning of World War II, 100,000 Japanese, not one of them that committed a terroristic act, had them come to their door and say, you got 5 minutes, get your stuff, you're going to a concentration camp. And so they hauled 100,000 out. And they were there for the duration of the war. If you keep that in mind, you'd better think twice if you think that they're not going to come for you for the Ebola, or for even the possibility. And so they're going to load you up and they're going to take you to a concentration camp, and you're going to be there for days, weeks, perhaps months, or perhaps the people in the concentration camp that have Ebola will give it to you. Now, you might think you can run or hide, but immediately there'd be a death sentence on you. They'd probably have a shoot on sight. And your neighbors sure aren't going to help you if they think you've got Ebola. But rather, this film and what I'm trying to get across to you is to be ready. Just as we have a bug out for a day after event to survive, how about a kit, a to-go kit to a concentration camp if you have to go? And prepare today so that you can use common sense and think of what you need, not only maybe some small pictures of your loved ones, but other special little things that you like or want, plus some very needed things once you get in there, because you're not going to leave. You're not going to leave. I never spoke to a Japanese that was in a concentration camp here in the United States, but I did speak to a guard, a United States military guard at one of those camps. And I asked him the question. I said, there were just families in there. You wouldn't have shot them if they'd have tried to escape, would you have? And he said, I had my orders and I would have followed them. If they would have back then, they would today. So you're in there for the duration, very possibly, until they can say you're free to go. So whatever you have in there, you better take with you at the beginning, because they may not let you have a cell phone. They may not let you have any communication with anybody outside that concentration camp. They may call it something else, but that's what it'll be. And it'll be their rules, and you will be at their mercy. And all I'm asking you to do is to consider, what do I need to take? Think ahead, because on that day when they say you got 5 minutes, or maybe less, to get whatever you want, and you can only take what you can carry, that won't give you the kind of time that you'll want to use some real common sense and long-range planning of what you might have to take. This is McCook's Mr. Bill praying to God that you won't need it, but it's best to have it ready or to have a good idea of what you're going to take to a concentration camp. Rate this film.